What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Crabhead Show. On tonight's episode, the biggest news so far in the middle of the season, Messi is leaving Barcelona. Yes, Lionel Messi has entered in a transfer request. We'll get the resident analyst's thoughts around where could he go. Could his destination be the Premier League? We'll find out soon. That's our first segment for the day. Our second segment is talking the best teams of our generation. Bayern Munich took the Champions League trophy just a week ago, and they accomplished a second treble of their Champions League era. We're talking to some of the best teams of our generation, who was the European finest over the time that we've been watching European football. And lastly, one of our favorite segments is the trivia segment, which we're bringing back to this show. We'll be talking about the Premier League goal scorers, who's been some of the best goal scorers, and we'll test the team's knowledge around the goal scorers over the Premier League era. Thanks again for joining us on the 12th episode of the Crab Net Show. I'm your host, Raj, and we've got two of our resident analysts in around the table today. Shay, welcome back to the CrabNet.
Shot, good to be back yet again.
Cool, Shay. Thanks for joining us. Gary isn't with us today, but Kai is always here, bringing fresh opinions. How's it going, Kai?
What's up, guys? Good to be back, man.
Shot. Yeah, as I said, Gary couldn't make it in for this evening's conversation, but the show must go on, and what a show we've got. What news we received just earlier this morning. We're recording on Wednesday, the 26th of August. Just 24 hours ago, we heard that Lionel Messi has put in a transfer request at Barcelona. Messi has been with Barca since the tender age of 11, and finally he's thrown in the towel and is ready for a new adventure. And that's our first segment for the day. And boys, to get straight into it, Shay, Lionel Messi, probably the greatest player of all time, ready to leave Barca. What were you thinking when you saw the rumors that he's calling it a day at the new camp? Shay?
Extremely excited. I mean, this is something I thought that would never happen. We thought Messi would stay at Barcelona for the rest of his career and retire as a legend. But obviously, it just took an 8-2 drubbing from Bayern Munich and a trophyless season for him to decide, okay, it's time for him to leave. And it's very exciting now to see the prospects of where he may end up. I have no doubt that with his exceptional talents, no matter which team he chooses, he's going to be successful. Either winning trophies or with individual performances, he is one of the two best players that I've witnessed in my life with the football at his feet. So I'm just really excited to see how he fits in with the new squad around him now. And it'll be very interesting to see where he chooses to go as well.
Yeah, lots of clubs looking out to get Messi onto their books, and lots of talk about the Premier League clubs, but not a lot of talk about the big hitters in the rest of Europe. And Kai, I want to get your thoughts on this one. Rumors that Messi might be joining his old friend Neymar at PSG. Where do you see Messi fitting into that team? We saw them just come short against Bayern in the Champions League final. But with Mbappe, with Neymar, with Di Maria, is there a place for Messi in a PSG spot?
No, I mean, you guys obviously heard me speak about PSG in a high regard the past couple of episodes. And for me, that PSG side is complete. They definitely have a lot more years in them fighting in the Champions League. All they need to do is keep that side together. And I don't think Messi is going to add anything to that team, to be honest with you. They've got Neymar, Mbappe, and Di Maria firing on all cylinders. There's a few youngsters coming up there with Draxler and all of those guys in the ranks. Herrera is also playing well from ex-United perspective.
Yeah.
I don't see Messi adding much to their team, and I think you probably would do a disservice to that side. Trying to, at the end of the day, he's a big name. And you don't want him to be the star of the show in a team that's on the brink of greatness.
but he would definitely bring value to any team. And Shay, to get your thoughts on this one, your boys, Manchester United. There's also rumors that there might be a big bid coming in from Ed Woodward, finally maybe delivering some proper signings to United. Where would Messi fit into your United level? We spoke at length about the front three or front four at United had, the exciting talents of Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford. Would Messi fit in there?
Well, entirely dependent on which coach is managing him and how he actually sorts him out in the team. And it's a big question of what we define as successful for Lionel Messi when he moves across to another team, because we've seen Ronaldo go to Juve now, and we've seen him do it in another league yet again. But for him, it's all about the numbers, and the game's built around him. Give him the ball in the box, and he'll find the back of the net. Lionel Messi has proved time and time again that he's very tactically aware and strategic in terms of playing as a false nine. Yes, he does play as centre forward, and he does push up the field, but many times you see him dropping deep into that centre midfield role, picking the ball up in the halfway line, either feeding other players with his creativity, or actually somehow managing to get 30 goals in a season in the league, even though his main ambition is not to find the back of the net. It's to actually bring the rest of the team around him. And if he came to United at his age, I don't expect him to be our out-and-out number 9 who's going to be on the last man all the time. I would expect him to be on the ball. I'd expect him to be behind the number 9, actually in that false 9 position, like I said, playing as a support striker and feeding the front three around us, probably just in front of Pogba and Fernandes or whoever else is there. Yeah, but I don't think that at 33 years old, he should be playing as the out-and-out centre forward. I think your out-and-out centre forward should be more pacey, or it should be a big boy who can hold the ball up. With Messi's creativity, you just want to get him on the ball. You just want to pass him the ball.
You want to give him a free reign. Free reign to just do what he needs to. And I mean, Kai, we look at Messi's stats, and without doubt, he is one of the greatest players, not just of our generation, but of all time. Even at the age of 33, this season in a poor Barca team, he managed to get 33 goals. Shay mentioned it. He's been getting 30 goal seasons year on year since 2008. Literally 12 years in a row, he's got more than 30 goals in each season. So he could provide value to any team. And we have to look at Man City as a potential destination for him, with Pep Guardiola being there. What could he bring to a Pep squad that's already brimming with talents, the likes of Aguero, De Bruyne, Mahrez? We know David Silva has just stepped away. Could he come in and replace a David Silva?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, right? Messi is one of the greatest players of all time. But we have to look at the leagues. And we have to look at the competition in the leagues. And the amount of teams that provide competition in those leagues. And at the end of the day, the Spanish league probably has about 4 teams: Madrid, Atletico, Barca, and Valencia, the Sevillas. Those are the teams, right? The rest of the teams, when you're going there, you're going to get the 3 points and that's it, in the bag. If the likes of Barca and Madrid and Sevilla pick points from each other, that's what decides the league. It's not going to happen if he moves to the Premier League. And the reason that I'm saying that is because you could go to a West Brom and come back with nothing. You could go to Villa and draw, that kind of thing. When you say that, how we would fit into a Man City team, I don't think he will do much for that team. At the end of the day, Messi is one of the greatest players, but at the age of 33, he's not going to do it in a cold, rainy day at West Brom. And if you look at that City team itself, they've got enough brilliant players there. What is Messi going to bring to that? What to me, the risk is too much. If you want to pay in excess of 200 million for a player at the age of 33 that's coming into the most physical league in the world, I don't know how long your investment is going to last.
Yeah, true. From a value perspective, if you're paying a record fee, the likes of 200 million being spoken about, there are questions. But Shay, is Messi, does Messi have anything else to prove? He's got 704 goals in his club and country career so far. He's done it year after year. Even this season, though, as I said, he's been unsuccessful. He's still got some of the leading stats in terms of chances created, in terms of assists, in terms of general play and involvement in that Barca team. Does he have anything more to prove with this last move of his career?
He has nothing to prove. The only thing he hasn't got is a World Cup. He's been to the final twice. But Messi can play anywhere. Messi will be successful in whichever team he goes to. There are only 2 exceptions in the entire world that will make in football that I will not doubt will succeed. And that is Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. I'm very excited
and
to see
Ronaldo has
him
proven that he's gone to Juventus in Serie A and he's performed again. So you backing Messi to do the same?
I'm backing him to pass up the Premier League.
Yeah, but this is the difference, Shay and Raj. Ronaldo has done it. He's proved it in the Portuguese league. He's proved it in La Liga. He's proved it in the English Premiership, right? Messi, as much as he's been so brilliant for Barca as well as on the European stage, he has not done it. When he does have the opportunity to play outside of Barcelona, it's for Argentina, and he wilts under the pressure. He can't do it. So
it's not that he wilts. He doesn't wilt under the pressure.
Yeah, I mean he showed brilliance for Argentina as well.
He has for both teams. He's led them to World Cup finals. Yes, he hasn't won the final, but if you go back and watch those highlights of those finals,
Ronaldo has single-handedly won the Euros for Portugal.
That's a gold question. Now that's a gold question. Whether Messi can do it, we're saying we don't doubt that he will. You were saying you do doubt that he can.
I do not doubt that he can do it
in the Premier League. Yes, I do doubt it because at the end of the day,
why would you doubt him?
It's you have to doubt any player that comes to the Premier League. I'm not saying it's only specific.
You can do that.
I'm
saying that I will make exceptions for 2 players, and that is Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi.
At the end of the day, this guy is a human, right?
Okay, no, he's not. He's a footballing god. He is not a human. Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi are not regular footballers. We know that. Their stats have proven
that's sentimental thinking of this planet. Who's the 4 people?
and to an extent, we see the changing of the guard.
Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi.
That's true.
So you didn't see enough of Pele or Maradona to make that opinion. And with regard to Messi and Ronaldo,
I've got comments on them. I've seen the highlights. I've seen what they did.
Yeah, it's
all right.
Firstly, there was not enough things televised for you to even make that.
I guess there's going to be lots of opinion.
Let's talk about Messi. What will define a successful move for Lionel Messi for you? What are you expecting? Are you expecting him to score another 95 goals in a calendar year? Or are you expecting him to break Ronaldo's 32-goal record in the Premier League? What is your definition of successful for Lionel Messi? Let's hear it now.
My definition of success for Messi is to see out his contract with Barcelona and retire at the tender age of 34.
He's moving. He's moving. For him to be successful at another club, what will be positive for you to say that Messi had a good season next year?
You can't answer that question now, not knowing where he's going to go. If he goes to Italy, he needs to score 30 goals. If he comes to the English Premier League, it's a different story because he's not going to score 30 goals.
But I don't think that defines a successful season. I don't
expect him to score 30 goals.
Yeah, I also don't. But Shay, go ahead.
What I'm saying is if he has to go to Italian league, he must score 30 goals.
I expect a team around to integrate with him and for him to fit in seamlessly so that he can raise the level that they are playing at. No matter which team he goes to, any team in the world except Juventus, he will be the best player in that team.
Yes.
If it's at Juventus, obviously it's a bit of a clash with him and Ronaldo. You can debate that one all day.
And maybe even PSG with the likes of Mbappe and Neymar, who's coming to their
Mbappe
peak
and Neymar is debatable because their price tags will be bigger than Messi because they are younger and they've obviously got more years ahead of them. But in terms of pure talents and actually accomplishments and accolades and what he can bring on the pitch in terms of his leadership potential and taking it across the line, you said PSG is a complete team. PSG is not a complete team. They did not beat Bayern Munich. If they had Lionel Messi in the team, it would have been a different story.
Come on,
Man City, to be honest, Man City are not a complete team.
That's a completely different debate.
If you throw Lionel Messi into Champions League, into Man City, then they will have proper Champions League potential.
What will Messi bring to the City and PSG team that they don't have right now? And you can't tell me titles and experience that he has, because it means nothing.
Nah, that's my answer. Messi is
at the age of 33, you want him to sit with his experience on the bench and do nothing.
No,
and
he will not be on the bench.
He'll never be on the bench, right? I mean, he will never be as good as he was. He'll never be as good as he was, obviously, with the age. But even a 35-year-old Lionel Messi will add value to any of these teams we're talking to.
Any team. If you put Zlatan in one of the weaker Premier League teams, he'll still add value.
The question
let's go.
Is if you're getting
I want to go back
value
to
for your investment.
My initial point is you don't know.
No,
you
do know. You do know.
You don't know.
You will get value.
Because
whether you get value for the investment
is
a different question. And as football fans, the investment is not ours. So each of us are probably thinking
it is ours,
team.
Because at the end of the day, if you make that investment, it means that you can't get a world-class defender or you can't get a world-class midfielder.
But
or it stifles the progress of one of your
There
youth
isn't
players.
anyone more world-class than Lionel Messi.
If there's a player you take a risk on, any player you take a risk on right now, it's Messi. You'll sacrifice a defender, you'll sacrifice a midfielder. You might even offload players in your squad. You will do that to get Messi into your team.
Not a chance. At the end of the day, if that was the case, then Barca should have won the Champions League.
Which they have.
That's exactly what you're trying to say.
Which they have many times. You expect them to win the Champions League every year.
This season they should have won it, if what you're saying is correct.
But let's put it this way, right? To close out this Messi discussion. We know Messi is going to be at another club for his first new club since leaving Barca. Kai may debate it whether it's value for the investment, but he will bring a new dimension to whichever league he decides to move to, whether it's the English Premier League, whether it's the Serie A, or it's the French League A. Lionel Messi is going to be in demand, and probably on our next podcast, I will talk to Messi in one of those new colors, and we'll find out at the end of next season whether Kai has been proven right. That's the investment could not pay off in a new league. But time will tell, boys. Let's wait and see. Messi deserves all of the hype that he has earned over the years. Just like Bayern Munich has received hype over the last week. Moving on to our second segment, Bayern boys, they clinched the Champions League title. Not as convincingly as we thought they would. They edged past the PSG team, as we mentioned, 1-0 in that final. And in doing so, they won a domestic and European treble. A very rare feat in European football to take a treble, being the Champions League glory along with the league title and the prestigious League Cup in that specific nation. Only a few clubs have done it, and then got us thinking about who has been the greatest club teams in our era in the last 30-odd years that we've been watching UEFA Champions League football. This Bayern team looked like a well-oiled machine, Kai. You spoke about it so often. Do you see them as potentially being one of the best European club football sides in our generation when you compare them to the likes of Real Madrid's three-time winning Champions League side under Zidane just a few years ago?
Yeah, so when you talk about greater sides, you need to prove consistency. And that's what Madrid have done over the years. In the 50 times that they were in this competition, they've won 13 titles, if I'm not mistaken, and 5 of them back-to-back, and 3 of them back-to-back.
Yeah. And
since 2014 to 2018, they won it, 3 times? So 4 times.
Yeah. Four times in 5 years.
Exactly. So, I mean, that shows a sign of class and greatest teams of all time. Consistency in these tournaments. So, for Bayern to get onto that level, okay, we know they've got 5 titles under their belt over their years.
6, actually. This was their 6th Champions League.
6 with this one, yeah. So, they need to do it on a regular basis. They need to retain the title next season to show that they can be in contentions or in the same talking circles as the likes of Madrid, in my opinion.
Yeah. And we spoke about Bayern getting this treble. It's the second time they've got it. They won the treble in the 2012-13 season when they defeated a very good Dortmund team under Jurgen Klopp. Shay, another team that has won this treble twice is Barcelona. It's only these two teams that have won the treble twice. Barca in 08-09 and again just 5 years ago in 2015. How do you rate this Bayern team against the Pep Guardiola machine that we saw in the late 2000s where Messi, Xavi, Iniesta brought them all of those silverware?
I do rate this Bayern team. I don't rate them as highly as I would as that Pep Barcelona as yet. But having said that, I agree with what Kai said just now about consistency. This team stayed together, the Bayern team, they've stayed together for a long time. And it's paying off. I mean, to win a treble is no easy feat. It's a big thing. And the squad can be extremely accomplished with themselves. They've got a good balance of youngsters and experienced professionals who have been on the biggest scene and won the biggest titles. And the squad is oozing with talent right now. And it's a very balanced team that they have. They are not, the original question was in comparison to Barcelona, they are not at that level yet. That Barcelona team that had Xavi and Iniesta feeding Messi in those days, their passing and their style of play was slick. They just moved the ball around that field so smoothly. It was honestly, in my life, the most beautiful football I've ever seen. That season, the one season in particular, I've never seen them move the ball. I've never seen any team move the ball that slickly before. So that was basically like maybe half the Spanish squad plus Lionel Messi in there. And at the time, Spain was dominating world football big time. And obviously, to have Messi in your team, that's a huge help. I mean, who wouldn't want him? But Bayern have a little bit of a way to go, but they're on the right track. No doubts. They've been consistent over the years, many years, but they haven't been. What Madrid did was abnormal, right? You don't win 4 Champions Leagues in 5 years, but Bayern do have the potential to be on that level of what Madrid have done and the style of play that Barcelona have shown in the past.
So it sounds like Shay is rating the Barca team as one of the greatest. What about the Inter Milan team, Kai? The Inter Milan team under Jose Mourinho that took the Champions League in 09-10. That was also a treble-winning team, one of the other treble-winning teams in our generation. You recall the likes of Zanetti and Militao winning that Champions League. Where do you rate that Inter team in the likes of great teams in Champions League era, Kai?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that team was coached under Jose Mourinho, who is, as much as I hate him, he wins titles, he wins cups.
At the time, he was doing it, yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly, at the time, right? So sometimes you gotta put it down to the manager, and then in that era, managers were the ones that were actually winning these titles. It was more of a tactical game at that stage, right? Now we speak about the physical, high press and all of that, and that comes with pure, athleticism of the team. So you have to rate any team that ends up with 3 titles, right? And including the Champions League. But if I recall this, it was a smash and grab that Champions League, right?
They wasn't as convincing
into
as
the final.
The others that we're speaking about.
Yeah, it was. He coasted all the way to that final.
He actually got past Bayern in that final.
Bayern this season won every single game, so it's a big difference. What happened?
So you're rating this Bayern team over the Inter team under Jose?
So I'll rate Bayern higher than that Jose team, but I also have to say, and I've told you guys, there is major flaws in that Bayern side, and I expected them to change tactics slightly, which they didn't do, and I was
They still got out on top.
They got out on top with that one goal, and it also goes to show if you're not clinical against these teams that are already on a pump, it'll come back to bite you. At the end of the day, PSG should have been 2-0 up in that first half.
Another interesting thing to note about the 3 teams that we just mentioned, Inter, Barca, and Bayern, all of them have won the World Cup with their countries.
Very true.
All 3 teams.
Good
so
spot there,
I think that's very important, and that's why kind of rate PSG right now to be a dominant force in European football sometime near in the future.
I mean, the one that we've missed out in our modern era, and it's obviously close to Shay's heart. Shay, your Fergie's boys in 99, 98, 99, treble winners. No one can forget that victory over Bayern, where Solskjaer and Terry Sheringham got the late goals to get you that treble winning season. Where do you rate Fergie's squad against the likes of Barca, Inter, and Bayern, who also won the treble in our generation?
Obviously, my heart is with United, and any United supporter would say they're extremely proud of that treble. I'm sure you've heard it from a million United supporters in the past. But being a fan of football, I'll still stick by what I said, that Barcelona team played the best football that I've ever seen in my life. I know that treble season,
right.
Tiki-taka at its finest. That squad was ticking. And so was Ferguson's squad, don't get me wrong. They were fluid and slick with their passing and clinical with the strike force that they had with Solskjaer, Sheringham, Dwight York, Andy Cole. They were on top form back in the days. And obviously we had 6 academy players. 6 academy players in our starting 11.
The likes of Becks, Giggs.
Becks, Bart, Giggs, Scholes, you know who they are, the Nevilles. So that squad was a pure... it was pure hard work and determination from youngsters who had the drive of an experienced coach who wanted them to be at the highest level. And that was shown in the final when you're down 1-0 and you're about to lose and you come back with 2 goals right at the end.
Yeah.
That was, everyone called it Fergie time. But what he instilled in that squad is, one way or another, before you get off this field, you're going to leave with 3 points. You're going to leave with a victory. You are not giving up until that final whistle blows. Whether you 2-0 down, 3-0 down, it doesn't matter. You are going to fight and you're going to win. And many championship teams don't have that now. They'll go a goal down and your head will drop. And then the game is lost once you lose your confidence. But if you have that self-belief where you've got a fiery captain like Roy Keane and he's going to come out and he's got you amped up, and Ferguson is on the sidelines waving his finger and screaming at you, you know you're going to give it everything. And you know that you are going to come off that field as a champion. And that's what they did in 99. It was as simple as that. They were good footballers, but they had the drive. They had the belief.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, those are the 4 teams that have achieved the treble over the last generation that we've been through the last 30-odd years. We spoke about Inter, Barca, Bayern, and United now. We have to include Real Madrid in that. Yes, they haven't won a treble, but 3 consecutive European titles puts them up there with being the finest European team in our generation. Maybe even this Jurgen Klopp team, who's won the Champions League last year and achieved 97 points, 99 points this year winning the Premier League. But for me, it needs to be done a bit more consistently without a treble to be considered in the same breath as these teams that we've spoken about. But boys, to give one name and one club being the finest that you've seen over the last 30 years, would it be the Man U team under Fergie? Would it be Jose Mourinho's Inter with the likes of Eto'o? Barca's epic Pep Guardiola squad led by Messi, Xavi and Iniesta, or this Bayern squad? One club. Who are you picking, Kai?
Yeah, for me, it's got to be the consistency again. So I'm picking Los Blancos.
Los Blancos. Even though they haven't won a treble, you've gone for them. And I don't think many can disagree. Getting 3 consecutive Champions League trophies, 4 and 5 years, just shows the type of team that they've been. Shay, are you sticking to your Barca boys under Pep?
That was one season. You're talking about consistency over the past, you mentioned 30 years. I'm going with Kai on this one. It's Real Madrid.
Yeah. No, remember, it's not the consistency over 30 years. We're looking at a squad of players who's achieved heavily. So that Pep squad, that Zidane squad, that Fergie squad, that Mourinho squad, and now this Munich squad.
Again, consistency. Winning 4 Champions League in 5 years is not normal. Barcelona didn't do that. It may have been the most attractive football I've watched. To put it together on the field and watch it, it was beautiful.
Results.
But the results count. That's true. Madrid. It's Madrid.
So there you have it, listeners. Our 2 resident analysts still go for Los Blancos, led by Cristiano Ronaldo, getting 3 consecutive Champions League titles. I tend to agree with that as well. To get 3 titles in a row at the biggest European stage, Real Madrid all the way. Definitely one of the finest European teams to have graced the stage, 13 titles. But big ups to the other teams as well for winning those trebles, and big ups to Bayern for becoming the second team to do 2 trebles in European football. Boys, for the last segment, a short one to have some fun with our trivia segment, looking at
The one that makes me nervous.
the one that always makes you nervous. So we're talking, today we're talking trivia, English Premier League goal scorers. So we'll be
What if
testing
you
your
asked us a
knowledge.
simple one and we don't know?
It will be
Yeah.
relatively simple. Just random goal scoring information to test your knowledge on how well you know the Premier League goal scorers of this era.
Alan Shearer, 260.
There you go. First one out.
I
Okay,
just had to get it out.
since you went for the first one, the highest goal scorer is Alan Shearer at 260 goals. Some very familiar names in that top 5 at least. So we see the likes of Shearer at number 1. Then we've got the likes of Wayne Rooney, who's been a magnificent goal scorer in his time. Sergio Aguero at Man City.
Thierry Henry.
Up there as well. But Shay, I gave you names of the top 3 of the top 5 goal scorers of all time. I'm looking for one name from you for the 4th, and Kai, the 5th from you. Henry is just outside the top 5. So Shay, to start with you, we've spoken about Shearer, Rooney, and Aguero. Who else make up the top 5 in the all-time goal scorers list? One name.
This is a hard one. Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and risk a midfielder. I'm going with Lampard.
Nice one, Shay. Frank Lampard comes in at number 5 at 177
Wow.
goals.
Nice
one. Okay, so he left the hard one for you, Kai. Who's that 5th member of the top 5? Not one that many people will
I'll have
get
a
off the
guess
top
if
of
Kai
the
doesn't
list.
know.
Can I get a clue? Yeah.
Give you a clue. We spoke about this team in the show. Today's
We
show.
did.
Yes.
Today's
It was
show.
a part of one of the teams we've spoken about in today's show.
Giggs.
Beep, incorrect. Andrew
Which
Cole.
segment, huh?
Andy Cole.
Yeah. We haven't
Andy
spoken about
Cole
him earlier.
comes in at number 3 in the all-time goal scorers list of the Premier League at 187 goals. Behind Wayne Rooney on 208, and then Alan Shearer obviously topping the charts at 260 goals. Hard luck, Kai. So you got some catching up to do. Let me give you the opportunity to get straight back into it. So, yeah, one of your favorite boys, Aubameyang, just missed out on the Golden Boot last season, but we know the season before last, he tied with Mo Salah, Sadio Mane as the top goal scorers in the Premier League in that season. It was the first time that we had 3 goal scorers, highest goal scorers from Africa being crowned champions. There's only ever been another African top goal scorer in the English Premier League. Can you give me that player's name?
Denny McCarthy.
Premier League.
Incorrect. Shay, you want to help him there?
Well, which were the African players' names you mentioned?
What did
There's only been
you want to know? Another
There's only been
African.
4 African players who have won top goal scorer. We mentioned Oba, Salah, and Mane. Who was
Drogba.
that? Didier Drogba. That was the name you missed out on.
Denny McCarthy was the highest. It was a golden boot for Blackburn.
Oh, yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't. He was close, but he wasn't.
Yes.
Which season, Kai? We'd need to work with this.
1996.
1996. No, that's too old. So
Maybe
2000s. 100%.
Okay,
I'm telling you.
I'll let you.
Oh, yeah.
I'll let you Google that whilst
Yeah, he
we
played
go
for
back.
Blackburn.
But I was looking for Drogba. Drogba was the top goal scorer in the 06 season and the 2010 season with Chelsea. So, Kai, have a look at it. Let me know if you get that point. Shay, moving on to you.
Damn. I've got Benny's dates all wrong there, bro. 96 was Blackburn.
Yeah, how
Sadly,
you
Okay, Shay, your
what
question.
about
Your question.
what about Alhaji Diouf? Alhaji Diouf never won Golden Boot.
Nope.
Nah, man, he couldn't even score for Liverpool.
Couldn't score. So
All right.
we're talking to top goal scorers for famous clubs now in this round of questioning. I want you to tell me, who do you think has been the highest goal scorer for Everton in the Premier League? This one should be
God, I remember.
close to
Which
you.
season?
No, overall top scorer in the Premier League. Total goals to have scored for Everton Football Club.
Why would you say it's
Is it
close
my
to
turn?
me?
It's close to you, Shay.
It's Rooney,
player
bro.
it's
No
a
way.
player that's close to you.
It can't be Wayne Rooney. There's no
You've got to
chance.
give us a choice, yeah? Give us your answer.
Hey, I'm gonna have to say Wayne Rooney, but there's no way. He didn't play there long enough.
Beep, incorrect. Romelu Lukaku.
Lukaku. All right, Lukaku.
Lukaku banked in 68 goals for Everton, and he's still their leading goal scorer ever since he left them for United in
I'm gonna give Kai a
2017.
guess.
So, Kai, to close out this one, here's your
I
chance
was
to
going to
get
get that
redemption.
wrong. I was going to say KO.
Here's your chance to get redemption. Another famous goal scorer in the Premier League era. Who has been the highest goal scorer for West Ham United in the Premier League? A famous name in Premier League era. He's also got one of the best goals in Premier League history. No one will forget this scissor kick.
You can, you.
Paulo Di Canio. Well done, Kai. Great one. Paulo Di
I
Canio,
was second guessing myself there for a second.
still the highest goal scorer for West Ham at 47 goals. Just a few great names that we've mentioned in terms of goal scorers in the Premier League. We haven't even spoken about the likes of Sergio Aguero, Matthew Letizia, and even more recently, the likes of Harry Kane. Harry Kane is quite up there. But boys, lots of fun today to end the show. Hope you enjoyed it. Another great conversation around the European football scene. Kiger, thanks a lot, boys.
Awesome, man. It's been good. Thanks.
Cool. Thanks.
And listeners out there, hope you enjoyed it. Again, bring fresh opinions, authentic views from the streets of South Africa, talking English football, talking European football, and talking tactical play around everything to do with the beautiful game. And again, our 8th episode, we keep bringing this crab net to all the people of South Africa and around the world. And if you're enjoying it, give us a shout out. And then we'd love to pull you into some of these conversations and then answer some of your questions. So hit us up. Looking forward to hearing from you. And that's all from us tonight. Thanks for joining us again on another episode of the Crab Net Show. Over and out.
Get up,